What's happening, dogs? Mr. Allen here. We got a graph P of x if P of x is equal to the product of f of x and g of x. And those f of x and g of x functions are defined here in this table. We're not even given equations. Oh, my goodness, this is going to be dope. All right. So I've got some x values, and these are like my y values for each one of those individual functions, but we have the same x values for them, okay? So this is an ordered pair for f of x, -2, 4, -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4. And then g of x, those are my ordered pairs out there. The way I get my p of x, right, my function value for p of x, is going to be by multiplying my two function values. So 4 and -4 gives me -16. 1 and -3 gives me -3. 0 and -2 gives me 0. 1 and -1 gives me -1. 4 and 0 gives me 0. So one thing we notice is that when any one of the function values are 0, my resulting one, p of x, which is the product of f of x and g of x, is also 0. So it shares those same zeros. Well, let's see if we can plot some points here. I'm going to start with these smaller ones right here. So we get -1, -3. So let's put some tick marks here because I think we can fit it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So we have -1, -3. That would be my ordered pair for p of x. Then I've got 0, 0. Then I've got 1, -1. So 1, -1. And then I have 2, 0. So 2, 0. Interesting. Well, what kind of function is this going to be? Well, let's see if we can check this out right here. We got f of x, 4, then 1, 0, 1, 4. We got a jump of 3 and a jump of 1. You might realize that this thing here is actually x squared, okay? It's a quadratic, all right? That changing in pattern with 3 and then 1, it would go out further. It would be changing by 5 and then by 7, so on and so forth. This one here is going by the same thing. So this is just a linear function, aka just an x there. And then it looks like our y-intercept, let's see here, when my x value is 0, is -2. So that might be x minus 2 for that one. Woo! Some functions in disguise, yo. Well, in any event here, what's going to happen is at that point there, it's going to end up bouncing off that because it's x squared, coming back up and heading on through right there. And now what I have is that shape of a positive cubic function that I created from these. And now let's see here, -2, -16. Yeah, that makes sense, right? That's going to be way the heck down there if we were to continue that function, right? It would end up being way down there. That point makes sense. That's pretty cool, man. So again, it's a lot scarier looking than it actually is. I'm just multiplying those numbers together. Multiply together, and then these are my x and y coordinates of this new function. And that, my friends, is super duper awesome.